State your full name, where you used to live.
Shelma Carl Looney. I'm Atkins now. I lived on Furls Creek, at US 460, right down from the high school.
Where was you born and what year?
I was born in 1952, 3 days after Christmas, and I was born in Pikeville Hospital. I was the first child that Mommy had in the hospital.
Where did you go to school and how did you get there?
Well, I went to the Elkhorn City schools, and we rode a bus, just like they do now.
How old were you when you quit going to school?
I was 16.
What grade did you finish in school?
Well, then I finished, I was a junior when I quit. But I went back and got my GED later on, in about the early 80s. Become a teacher.
What'd you do for fun when you was growing up?
We played outside quite a bit. We climbed the hills, played in the creek. Never did see many snakes in the creek, like, never did look for them, really.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had 6 brothers and 6 sisters.
Gosh, I didn't know that.
I was the 13th child, 7th daughter.
Well, did you fight?
No, they were older than me. My oldest, well, James, the one next to me, was 4 years older, so he was starting college when I was starting high school, and it's a big difference in their age.
Describe your home you grew up in. How many rooms, well water, outhouse?
Okay. The house that I lived in for about 11 years was a brick or block house. It had an upstairs, and there were 3 bedrooms downstairs and a living room and a kitchen and a hallway. Then upstairs it wasn't rooms, there was like bedrooms upstairs. And we had well water. We had an outhouse. In 1963, that was when US 460 came up there. It was just a creek with like a 1-lane road up it.
Did you ever get in trouble at school or home?
No, I never did get in trouble at school. I remember getting my hand blistered talking. I think it was Miss Stiltner in 4th grade. She was outside and a bunch of us started talking and acting up, and we all took a ruler and they paddled in your hand, and it just burnt the middle of your hand. That's all I can remember ever getting in trouble in school.
How old were you when you and Papa got married?
16 and he was 19.
What was the style of clothing then?
That was the late 60s, early 70s, and I think it was bell bottoms then. But I never did like that style. It was psychedelic colors and all that.
What was the most popular car and what did you drive?
Well, the most popular car, I don't know. I didn't drive in, I wasn't yet old enough. But most popular car, I think, was the Volkswagen Beetle then.
Did you get any spankings?
Yeah, I remember one spanking that Mommy gave me with, I guess it was a belt. I didn't come home from school. I went to my girlfriend's house, and she didn't know where I was at. And then when I did get home, I was in trouble.
What did you get for Christmas?
I remember getting dolls. We had fruit, like oranges and apples and bananas and stuff like that. And I remember I got one big, like a bride doll.
Did you go to church?
Yep. We when we lived on the O Road before we moved up to where the old house is now, we went to a 7-day Adventist church, and it was Saturday school, and they called it Sabbath school. and that's the only different from it. Mommy went to Holiness Church, and they didn't have but church like once a month at their church. So I went to Vacation Bible School and Sunday School and church at a Church of Christ on Furls Creek.
What were some of the chores you had to do?
Chores. I had to wash the supper dishes when I got big enough. Had to help. Just clean. I would sweep. We had hardwood floor and we had rugs we had to put down. I hated them things because I'd have to shake them and dust them and sweep and put them back down. And dust. I hate to dust now because I had to dust so much when I was little.
What was a popular movie, book, song, TV show?
The only thing I remember growing up was Elvis Presley movies. That was the most popular ones that I know of. I can't remember. Jailhouse Rock was one of them. Can't remember many more of the others.
If you could go back, what would you change about your life?
Probably not get married so young.
Did you ever help kill a hog, pick berries, or garden?
I would have to garden, pull weeds and stuff in a garden, but with a hog, I remember my uncle would come up, and I just remember that one time when they killed a big old hog, and I watched them, but it was gross and smelled bad, but I didn't stay around it much.
Do you quilt?
Yeah, I like to quilt. I've made quilts, but I've made the tops, but I've not hand quilted one.
Did you have a curfew?
No, because I never did go anywhere hardly.
Well, did you go on any dates?
Just a few with Papa.
Who was your best friend?
Well, I had two best friends. One was Mabel Cheney. She lives right above me, and the other one was Rhonda Ratliff. And they lived above me on Furls Creek.
Did you ever go to a drive-in movie?
Plenty of times we would go. Families would go. My sisters would come in, and I'd go with them. And we'd go through the Pollyanna. Don't remember what we'd see. I remember one we went to, and it was a scary movie, and I remember I had a nightmare, and I got up and sleepwalked and screaming. They like to never caught me because I was still dreaming I was the girl that was getting murdered in the movie.